is up, everybody? My name is Dane Thompson, and welcome back to another episode of BurnDown. So we are still in the Twinnebago. This should be the last of it. I'm hoping we are good to go. I even got instructions out to make my life a little easier because I saved those things. So we're going to do today, before I put any fuel in, I'll show you the progress that we made. We're going to test the fuel gauge, and hopefully that thing functions and does. That's my fuel gauge, if you were wondering. Empty to full. Hopefully it functions like it should because we put the new sending unit in. Go over a couple things. We had to change a couple items on the tank, but it is basically in place. Luckily, I think the camera's small enough I can kind of shove it up in there and show you guys around. But for the most part, the thing is in. We just have to wire up the fuel gauge, test the thing out, and then cross our fingers and fire it, and hopefully we don't have too much crud in there. But yeah, other than that, I thought I would show you guys because he was over here yelling a minute ago. Come here, Toretto. You guys remember the little Pomeranian puppy that we got? Look at this guy. Look how big he is. Say hi to everybody, Toretto. And he was supposed to be my road dog, but this guy gets car sick. If I make it just around the corner, he will puke in my vehicle. So that's a fun fact, right, Toretto? Yes? What do you hear? What do you hear? He likes to yell too. He yells at everything. All right. And then we got Peaches. Always got to have the help. Got the best help in town right here. Peachy Lou. Alright, enough of the dog stuff. Let me move this, and then I'll put some stuff down so I can crawl around and kind of show you guys what we're doing today. Some people do yoga. I lay under cars. So, I guess we don't really need that for that, right? Lines are in and done. And it was funny, I noticed on the last one, I had the regulator before the filter. Not that it would probably matter, but I'd like to keep the crud from going through my regulator because I imagine that can make it stick or you could have issues. It's just a diaphragm, but who knows. So now we have this before, so it comes out of the tank, into here, into the regulator, and then see you later, alligator. Ugh. This is what I brought the light for. So, hard lines all the way back. I hardwired these yesterday, so these are good to go. And this is how anybody that does wiring will probably love my wiring because everything's the same color. So this is how I know that this one's negative. Yeah. Anyway, these are long. Obviously, we'll kind of tie those off and tie them up. And then I've got, this is the original plug that went on the other pump. So this is supposed to feed the pump, I think, and the gauge, but we were just feeding the fuel gauge off of this thing. So gotta figure out which one of these is which. I have the instructions. So the black one is my feed, my 2 from the gauge or whatever, my level. And then I have wires up here somewhere. These guys, I got them ready to go. And I have instructions. I'll figure out which one is which for these. So this is our plan for now. And then I've got the fuel neck in. Everybody's wondering about the venting. So this is my vent. The tank itself is not vented. And I have the 2 lines up there, and somebody was like, hey, can you vent with those? I cannot because they have tubes that go down in to the tank. So essentially those wouldn't vent, they would puke. So we don't want to puke, we just want to vent. So this is higher than the tank, so that should work out fine. The fuel comes out of there. We got some issues. So let me go trace these back and figure out what's what. We'll get these 2 dogs hooked up, and then we'll show you the instructions, and we'll go set the fuel gauge. If you remember on the trip to Kern, I was messing with it, but now that I have a matching sending unit to the gauge, I should be able to set that, and then we'll double check. It should say full empty, and we'll put in like 5 gallons or something, and then we'll see if it comes up. We got to pump all the fuel out of the other tank too. So let me trace the wires, and we will get going. All right, we traced the wires back. I'll go over it real quick before we get it all hooked up, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. But I thought it was a kind of a funny opportunity to take the time to let you guys know that I'm not really a wiring guy, but it turns out if you want to build cars and go fast and do cool stuff, you have to learn the basics of wiring. So here's my tip to all you guys that are not wiring guys. Take your time, do it right, learn the basics, because it's actually a lot easier to do it right the first time than it is to troubleshoot. So that's how you're going to become a wiring guy, is because you screw stuff up or you get some project with a rat's nest, because we've all seen them and been there and done that, and you pull your hair out trying to figure out what wires what goes where. So like in this instance, let's go over this, and I don't even know how we got to where this thing is, and I'm the one that did the work, so I don't have anybody to blame, and I still don't know how we did this. But for some reason, probably because I was in a hurry, I've got these two wires, and then I have this ground, which go to this factory plug, right? So I probably just read what it was and plugged them all in. So I traced these back to figure out which one was signal and then what the other one could possibly be. Well, it turns out the setting unit just needs a signal wire and then a common ground, which would be like a good chassis ground. And then I traced these. Blue is signal, purple actually goes nowhere. I have no idea what this was supposed to be going to, unless I cut it, but it's in a big bundle of wires. See it? I don't know if you can see it hanging down. So this did nothing. I had this grounded, and then this was signal. So it still probably should have worked with the other gauge, but again, I ran and took the time to run this purple wire all the way over here. Maybe I figured out I didn't need it, so I just left it in case I had to run something over here. I don't know what I was thinking, but I'm just gonna bundle it back up and probably cause myself more headaches at a later date. But one of these is ground, one of these is signal. We'll check on the instructions. I think I'm just gonna text screw it. I've already got a hole here, and then I've got this wire that's already made up, so I don't have to make up more wires. So we'll just text screw that there, cut enough length to crimp it to this one, and then the blue is the signal. And then I don't know, like I said, I guess purple, will just bundle purple up or something, because I don't want to go through the whole harness and pull it all out. But yeah, take your time, do it right, kids, and then you won't be in my situation where you're confusing yourself. I'm my own worst enemy over here. So let me get that wrapped up, and then we will set the gauge. Hopefully it should go to empty, like empty, and then we'll try to put some fuel in, and hopefully it'll creep up when we do that. All right, we're gonna use my little transfer pump, but I'm gonna change this filter so all my fuel isn't running over all this varnish and just pumping crap gas back in my tank. So that'll go in the trash. Then we got a new little filter. I actually found this in the Winnebago, which is funny, so we'll put it to good use. So we'll get this hooked up, and then I'm gonna do 5 gallons at a time. So this is a 5-gallon tank, so we'll pump it out of there. We'll fill this up, and then I'll set the gauge and we'll double check it. So I'll put 5 gallons in at first, and I believe this is like a 40-gallon tank. That dog was going crazy. And that'll give me like an 1/8 of a tank. Then we can put another 5 gallons, and if it's a 40-gallon tank, 10 gallons should give me 1/4 tank. So we'll know that thing is kind of in the ballpark at least, but I just want to see the needle move and all that fun stuff. So anyway, let me finish this. We'll throw 5 gallons in, we'll set the gauge, and we'll cross our fingers. All right, we got my little transfer pump rolling. Fuel is nice and clean, super slow. So we'll let that party, hopefully not make more of a mess. And then I hook the battery up. So we need to set this to empty. So I'll show you guys. This thing's pretty cool. So this is a universal gauge right here. So, all right, so if I hold this down, it'll move. So full. So these are the different ohm ranges. So that is our range right there. Not good. All right, well, that's not working properly. So, it says full. Let me go double check that that is our ohm range. Okay, that scared me for a minute, so we were wrong. So it needs to be on F, which we were actually on the correct one. So I'll try it again. So it's going all the way to full. We'll hold this down. We need to be on that guy. Now it should kick in and then go all the way down to empty. Sweet. So if I turn on, full. All right, she's empty. So we will put 5 gallons in. We'll see if it jumps. Hopefully, looks like it's working. So we'll find out in a minute. So come on, little pump. Come on, little pump. All right, first 5 gallons is in. So, moment of truth. Let's see how she does. Drum roll. Oh, it still says empty. Well, it was completely bone dry. We were on a hill. That's not happy. I mean, it moved. I guess we should see this. Let's see if 5 gallons is enough to run this thing. Oh, look. There we go. It came up a little bit. Ah. That's exactly where it kind of should be, I think. 5 gallons. Let's check for leaks. Oh, shut her down, shut her down, shut her down. Oh man, oh no, the tools, not the tools, Dean. Not the tools. Well, maybe I should double check all my fittings are tight, because they're probably not. Alright, got another 5 gallons going in. We're maybe a quarter of the way through it, so let's see what this guy, I don't know if it'll read without the thing running. Oh, I think it's working, man. This thing should be about a quarter, I think, after that ends up in the tank. Let's see where we're at now. Huh. Well, I think that's pretty darn good. So, this thing almost empty. Yeah, about halfway. Well, that is exciting. So, I'll crawl under there, button up the wiring, and then maybe we could take it for a test drive around the block, because Peaches didn't get to go with my wife. My wife left, didn't take Peaches, and she was pretty sad. So, maybe we'll clean up. Peaches and I will roll around the block, roll around the block, and then we got to park this on that side over there, because we got to get back on the Malibu. We're not going to go racing in October at Duct Tape, but I still need to fix and finish the car, and I'd like to get back to making some passes and get some seat time. So let me button this up. Peaches and I will roll. We'll take you guys along with us.
Day 2.
All right, it is a new day. Yesterday I went to take the Twinnebago on a test drive, and then we had places to go. The wife told me that, and I figured speeding off in my Winnebago would probably not bode well, and then the car ride to our destination, went to a barbecue, would be mighty long. So I opted against it. So me and the boy, say hi to everybody.
Hello.
It's my son Wes, are gonna go, and we got Peaches, my Lou, over here. She is doing her thing right now, so she's ready to roll. We're all gonna go get some donuts in the Bago. So we'll just do a quick little test drive, make sure the fuel, everything works decent, and then that should be it for that. So you ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go jump in here, and then we'll cruise over to the local donut store and get some delicious goodness. Come on, you wanna go riding? Let's go riding. Come on. You going to Winnebago? You going to Winnebago? You going to Winnebago? We're off. All right, load up.
Blue dog. Hello, Piggy.
All right.
Wow.
You locked and loaded?
Yeah, I got my seatbelt on.
All right. Seatbelt is on. You find a place to sit. And we're gonna get out of here. Still got a bunch of junk in here from like camping and like storing stuff. So we got stuff flopping
We
around.
always got junk in here.
Yeah, we always got junk in here. Did you open your window? All right, let's get on the road. Do the old cold start. Look at Champ. you guys back when we have a delicious donut. Also note, we have just above a quarter. So if it's a 40-gallon tank and I put in a little over 10 gallons, it gives us just above a quarter. So that is really cool. Or at least in the ballpark. All right, here, sit down, girl. All aboard. We're riding, and then the needle seems to move around a bit. Obviously, it's due to like fuel slosh, but it's not the end of the world. At least when you're sitting and you kind of fire it up, you'll know where you're at. And I think the lower the fuel goes, the more the needle's going to wander like that. So here we are, donut destination, baby. Yum yum donuts. We're gonna go get some delicious goodness. All right, we are here. Let's go get some delicious.
High five.
High five.
I just high five with the camera.
And then you just stay here. We'll get you. Maybe we can get her a donut hole, huh?
Yeah.
All right, you stay here. Let's go.
I'll give her one of my donut holes.
You gonna get donut holes?
Yeah.
All right. Lou gets her treat. One donut hole for Lou. I got donuts and coffee. Wes got some donut holes. So that is it. Thank you guys for watching. Looks like the gas gauge works. We got a couple more little things on there, but now that it runs and drives, I think we're gonna get off the gas pedal on that. And I'd like to get the Malibu, which is growing cobwebs and roots into my driveway. I'd like to get that moved and get that started, hopefully here soon. So I wanna go have some fun, man. Too much work. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. You guys, keep it locked.